Hi, everyone. I'm Marco Gonzalez. Welcome to On the Couch Live. It is great to see you, and I am thrilled to have my guests today, Marlene Vargas and Alex Naranjo. They are the owners of House of Intuition, and they're also dear friends of mine. So I am so excited for them to tell all of you the story of how House of Intuition came about and what they have going on in the stores, online, and in the future. So many things to talk about. And we've been trying to actually do this for quite some time because I've known them forever, but they're so busy. So I'm so glad that today we are able to work it out. Beautiful weather outside. I couldn't get enough of just being out there this morning on my walk and just absorbing, the beautiful blue sky. I know we had some rain over the weekend, so it's just kind of all over the place, right? So we got to enjoy that sun while we can. While we're waiting for Marlene and Alex to sign on, I'll just remind you, you can always ask us questions. I'm sure a lot of you are fans of their products and their stores. So if you have any questions for them or for me, you can ask us throughout the interview and they'll show up down there and we will answer them as best we can. It's always fun to hear and interact with you guys. That's what makes IG Live so cool. Also, if you miss any of these lives, you can always go to my YouTube channel. That is On the Couch Live. I would love for you to subscribe. I also do my quotes on the go every day. And if you have one of those that you'd like for me to read to everybody, please leave it in the comments and maybe a thumbs up. That'd be cool. Just to know that you're out there and that you're receiving, what I'm putting out there. These quotes, as I mentioned, they're very therapeutic for me. And I'm glad that they are meaning something to you as well and serving as a motivational tool just to help you get through the day. So I'm watching all of you join. Come on in.
Oh my goodness.
Now
I'm so cracking up. Well, for the first time I was like, Marco is late. And I was like so blaming you. I was like, he's always on time.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, I totally forgot to follow the page. So you weren't popping up.
So you guys, tell everybody who's not familiar with House of Intuition, how was it created?
Well, we're going on our 11th year now. We're actually going to have our anniversary just next month, which is so insane. It was going by so slow, but yet looking back, it was super fast, right? So when you're in it, it seems like things right now are going really quickly, but in the beginning, it definitely was a lot of hard work. In 2010, it's pretty much kind of like the same energy that we're in now, minus, of course, the pandemic. We were in a recession. We were in a time that people were losing their homes. People were losing our jobs, including us. I mean, we definitely had to file bankruptcy. We had our own businesses at that time in 2010. Actually, it was 2007 to 2009. And things were falling apart. And but we had our own spiritual practices. Alex and I have always been, I guess, spiritual, but yet at that time, I have to say more religious than spiritual because we hadn't found that part of ourselves yet. We always knew religion played a huge part in our lives, but we just never really fit in one specific religion. So we were doing more things and practicing more things at home.
Okay.
And we were also getting guidance from like tarot readers and things that were totally outside of, our religious belief system. So we were definitely dabbling into that and doing candle magic. And we realized like how much that helped us, and I had like this huge light bulb today because of course I know we're going on live and I know like, okay, well, what do you want to share? And so I'm going over like what it is that I would like to share with people in such a short period of time. And I was asking myself, like, when did my intuition, like, your intuition led you here is huge for House of Intuition, right? Like, that's our tag. Your intuition led you here. How did it lead you here? And I asked myself, like, when did I find my intuition? Like, when did that happen for me? Like, and I realized that tagline is so true to Alex and us. Like, our intuition got led to the house of intuition as well. Like, we didn't know how powerful we were as individuals, because in the beginning we relied on like readers and healers and having them guide us, in that way. And that's where the house of intuition got built, was because we were really inspired by, I felt like tarot readers got a bad rap. Like, there were some really great and amazing readers out there, but they, are kind of hidden, because when you think of psychic readers or tarot readers, you kind of feel, at least I did, and I'm not going to speak for Alex, but I felt like, is this person genuine? Are they is his messages really coming from a different source? And so I would pretty much test them, yeah. with like
truth.
Yeah, I don't want to give them too much information, because I want them to tell me. So I was very much in that space. And so I, knowing like what it did for us back then in 2007 and 2000 through 2009, that it really did bring in a lot of enlightening information, really wanted us to go ahead and open up a space like this. But today I realize, like, what House of Intuition is today is so different from the very beginning of its opening. And I think all entrepreneurs probably could say that in their business. Like, what we think our business is going to be, it just becomes magically so much more than our first thought.
Yes.
I think initially for us, it was important because, media and television and all that, it always portrays like psychics as like, these like aliens in a sense, you know what I mean? Like, they're just, and a lot of times they're portrayed as like, people that are taking advantage of people. And though that does happen a lot, not everybody is like that. And so, we ran into a few people that were, really just helped us a lot. And we felt like we wanted to spread that and kind of try to change that stereotype for, for that type of, art, because it is an art. You have to, it's
and
a muscle that and a gift that you have to, really nurture and really practice and really, get into it. And
there's some amazing people out there, like beautiful people that really want to help and serve. And so we wanted to honor that, because it did help us. So that's kind of like the premise of why we wanted to open up House of Intuition. We call it like our, we used to, and we didn't know about manifesting back then, it was all new to us. So we just knew that.
I love that word.
What? Manifesting. Yeah, we had no idea like what manifesting was at the time, how we didn't even know we were doing it until quite later. But we would always sit around and talk about, like, when we win the lottery ticket, when we win the lottery, with all of our little tickets that we would buy, that we would build a place that, would help guide people and show people that there are some amazing readers out there and healers that are really on this path of wanting to help people.
Yes.
And they helped us tremendously. I will always remember my first reading and how enlightened this woman really did bring me into some like little bright light when everything was so dark at the time. I needed that glimpse of hope. And what that felt like was, it was enough for me to get out of bed, because I know what depression feels like. I know what darkness feels like. And I was in that very big space of darkness at the time. So to see that little glimpse of hope, it was very empowering. And I gave her so much credit for guiding me at that time. But then later, as the time goes by, you don't want to have to lean on somebody for everything, right? And that is the evolution of House of Intuition. So going back to like my total light bulb this morning, I was like, when did like my intuition really kick in, because that is why I think the house evolved into kind of releasing, you know, not so much focusing on tarot reading and healers, more focusing on us that are just, you know, roaming the world, not thinking we're psychic, or not thinking that we have the gift, or not thinking that we're so powerful, like we don't realize how powerful we are. So it kind of evolved into giving the tools that is needed to be able to tap into that intuition. And I have to say, like, I was just blown away this morning at, like, you know what, House of Intuition, like, totally, my intuition led me there, you know, and I can honestly say, like, my intuition, I found it now, and I know what that feels like. And I'm hoping that, you know, the others, people out there, the community that we serve, really know that all the products we sell and all the tools that we give, we're just here to assist you guys, you know, like, we're not gonna, I always tell you, and this is a huge thing for all of our stores too, if you ever walk in, we're not gonna tell you, you know, buy this candle and all your dreams are gonna come true. Like, everything, just because you like this candle, you know, and you ask for money, or you ask for love coming, you know, love come to me, and you're gonna, you know, get a fiance or get into a relationship.
Right.
That's not the way it works. You really have to do the work. You know, we're going to guide you and we're going to give you the tools to be able to assist you. But really, the magic is a combination of what we provide and also what you have to also karmically provide, right? Because it's karma does play a role, a huge role into things. And also a practice, and the work has to be done. You can't just expect it to happen just because a candle gets lit. It really is the magic from you. And although we love all of the beautiful reviews you guys give and all the, like, oh, your candle is amazing, and I always say, no, you're amazing. Like, wow, like, you did it, you know, like, it's really about that. And now things have shifted in that way, and it's an amazing thing to see, you know.
And Marlene, I think it's interesting too. Like, I think of all the stores you have now, and then the story of you and Alex sitting in your very first store, sitting there pretty much by yourselves, waiting for people to come in. At the time, anything about House of Intuition. I mean, it was just the two of you. I find that so fascinating back at small beginnings, and now watching it, it's exploded. And that
it has.
There was a need.
It really has. And I can't, again, you know, we can't really take all the credit. I mean, of course, it really has to do with the pushing, you know, all of us humans that are out here in this, you know, spiritual experience that we're having. There are so many people that came into play over the years, you know, that really pushed us to expand bigger. Like, you know, we get people that are like, come to Texas, you know, come to Atlanta, come to New York. Right. You all are making that happen, because have you not given us the strength and the actual like awareness that there is a need there, and then let us know, like, you guys can do it, we wouldn't have I wouldn't think of even doing it. You know what I mean? It would be like, really, you guys want another shop? Like, you guys really want, like, this can happen? And then you guys give us that strength to say, do it. And it's kind of like a call that comes in from other people. I like to say, you know, like, they're channeling that message to us, and it happens over and over again so much that we're like, okay, I think it's time to go. You know, I think we need another shop right here. Like, and those are all little angels that are just giving us that strength to move on, you know. And I can't believe we have this many stores, to be honest. It was not our plan.
I know, isn't that insane? And, you know, a lot of people watching right now are fans of your store, but there are many people who are new to the metaphysical experience. For those that are just kind of tuning into that, what kind of starter tools, if you will, could they be getting to start their experience? Is there a certain crystal, or what do you suggest?
I think a lot of people, you know, honestly, we grow up with some sort of a foundation. Most people grow up with some sort of a religious foundation, and you know, every religion has, you know, burns candles, they burn incense, they do a lot of the stuff that we do as well. And so they, you know, it's little things that they've probably already been doing and don't even realize that that they could just take it to the next level. So it's not like, oh, it's something completely different or something new or something unfamiliar. It's not. It's just maybe the way it's being done, or that, you know, that thought of like, I don't have to go to like a church or a temple or go somewhere. Like I could do it at home. Like we have our altar constantly. We're burning candles here. We sit in front of it. We say our prayers or whatever it is, in gratitude, whatever it is that we're doing. We do it from the comfort of our home because that's what feels right to us. And I think a lot of people just, if you just kind of think outside of the box and think of the things that you're already probably doing and take it to the next level, that's really all it is. It's not, you know, anything new or different.
And if you're new to it, I will say it becomes overwhelming. It does. And you just, and honestly, just like feeling because when your spirit is now, I like to say it like jumps in the driver's seat, you know, because most of the time we have them in the back seat and the human drives the vehicle.
Yeah.
So when the spirit jumps in, it's like, it just wants to get everything and really quickly, like, and the humans like, I don't know what's going on, like what's happening. And so when you're new to it, you got to really not have like a buffet of things, you know, don't go into like essential oils and crystals and candles and herbs and all of these things at once. Just do things, whatever is connecting with you. So like she said, like you'll feel a familiar energy. Like if you're connected to candle burning, because that's what you do on your religious belief system, why don't you start there? Don't go into like an unfamiliar territory that's going to feel a little daunting for you. Don't go into like trying to, you know, do candles or herbs and stuff that you're not ready for, because eventually what's going to happen once you burn the candles and you're like, okay, I got this. I saw results. Wow, I'm powerful. You're already going to go to the next level. You know what I mean? Then you're going to be like, hey, I think I want to go into herbs. Yeah. And then you're going to start learning a little bit of the herbs or maybe a little bit of oils. You know, it's really going to your journey will take you where you need to go. There's no, you know, step book. Everybody starts where they feel comfortable with, right? Because coming from a religious background, honestly, I was like, oh no, I ain't touching no candle burning. That is evil. Like, no, like she was all about the candle burning. I was like, girl, who you praying to? Like, like, my God just said, like,
I love me some candles.
You praying to I don't know, you know?
And I bet a lot of people feel that way. So that's interesting that you say that, you know, but you know what's about your products, people are writing, and I don't want to ignore all the people. We have so many people.
Oh, we do? Oh, geez.
They're all here.
I'm so sorry. I didn't know how to do that.
They're saying that they love going into your stores because people working there are so friendly and knowledgeable, which is what you guys want. But you also are there to answer any questions. And what I want to talk about is your stores are very busy all the time, but this whole COVID-19 pandemic kind of had a pivot from your brick and mortar stores to a bigger online presence you already had. So how has this affected your business, this whole pandemic?
The pandemic, you know, Alex and I have learned, okay, and this is something that was very, very difficult for us to kind of get a bearing on, should I say, because when things that we thought were negative, you know, I mean, it could be like anything to even our personal life. When something bad happened that was a negative thing in our thought process, like, I don't know, say somebody, what's a good example of a negativity? Alex got sick this is a good one. Alex got really sick when we were going to open up for our first time, right? She ended up in the hospital. because we ignored like she was like complaining that her back was hurting and that she may have like a UTI. I'm going to be really personal right now. Okay. And I was like, girl, get over it. Drink some cranberry juice. You're going to be fine.
Right.
And and lo and behold, she actually had like a really bad kidney infection that landed her in the hospital for 10 days. And we were supposed to open up the store at that time in 2010. And that let us know, like, it wasn't something, yes, it was a bad experience. However, it was also a time where she knew that she needed to have self-care, that she was neglecting herself, that we needed to slow down, that things were going to happen in its own time. So now when those things happen, we're like, oh, check in. Is it, yeah, we're not going to try to get in the hospital again. Like, we're going to try to prevent, right? We're going to listen to our body a little bit more. So when COVID happened, it spun us into, what is Spirit giving us on the intern? Because whatever negative happens, a positive is going to happen. Okay. The light will always shine through darkness. We've learned that. So during this is a lesson. Yes, we lost so many souls. And believe me, a lot of my family have been sick and in the hospital. This one actually was in the hospital for over a week. And I know it's scary. It still is very scary. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But we must go through the darkness before there's light. And we've focused so much on the brick and mortars, in our actual locations. So when COVID happened, the online store was more of, how can we serve people that aren't able to come to LA or go to our new store in Miami? How could we service them? Mm-hmm. And of course, the online store kind of popped up. Oh, we're just going to give, HOI products. But then when COVID happened, all the brick and mortar shut down.
Oh, I know. Oh my God.
So for the very first time, but this beautiful thing happened to the house. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Beautiful thing happened was that everybody else in the world that we kind of just, had our online store, but really wasn't giving as much, attention to, as far as being able to. We've never marketed it. We've never sent out ads. We've never, we've always serviced our community regardless if you're able to walk in or not. We've still serviced you as the best that we could, mm-hmm. but we never really gave it the TLC love that I feel, that I know that we didn't have the time for. But now COVID hit. Yeah. Now all of our attention is on what could we service to the not only LA people, because now LA is coming to us online, but also everybody else out there in time of this need. How are we able to service them? And now we can focus on them 100% because all the stores were shut down. Yep. So it was a difficult time. I'm not going to lie to you. Financially, it was a very hardship. Losing all of our beautiful people that were working in our stores, had either left back home, because a lot of them had moved to LA to, for the dream of, either this, a lot of the arts. I mean, a lot of people that work in our stores have other talents other than, their spiritual connection. And that is, they may be, an artist, a musician, they're very in tune to their creativity side. Mm-hmm. So of course, when that's all shut down, and the scary thing, and a lot of them are very young, they needed to be around family. So it was sad to see all that kind of go through, but in the interim, it brought out a beautiful thing. It brought out our online classes. Yeah. We're being able to service that. It brought in our online store to be able to blossom and give it more attention, to be able to fine tune that for everyone outside of LA and our Miami location. And the biggest thing that I push our team all the time, and I'm sure some of our team members are on here, because I'm sure we constantly like, no, you could do it. Like, don't tell me you can't do this. You could do it. Yeah. And we did something called our House of Intuition Crystals live sales. So if none of you have checked that out yet, we really did push our girls. It actually came from one of our marketing team, and they're like, you guys can sell crystals online. Like, you guys can still service, the community with the crystals. And I'm like, that's like QVC. Like,
Love it. So
like,
unique.
right? I'm like, well, how are people going to be able to touch the crystal? Because we're all about energy. Like, how is that going to happen?
Right.
How are people going to be able to connect in a way where we show them, like, how are they going to be able to do that? And like, hello, it's like all spirit stuff, right? It's like intuition. You're going to feel it, like, and it does. It's like people really do connect to those crystals that we sell online, and it's so much fun. And the two girls that are doing it, we have a team of people that help and assist the girls, like packing and stuff that we haven't been able to show. But that new page has brought us so much love and support, and also just confidence to our team. Because they
how to find it. Tell everybody how to find that.
It's at House of Intuition Crystals. So if anybody out there are interested in crystals, like, they drop a lot of knowledge. Let me tell you, us not working in the stores anymore, right? Mm-hmm. I'm like, really? That crystal does that? I'm about to buy that. I'm like, oh no, hello, like, I want that one, Like, it's like, really? Like, I don't know, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know as much information as our gatekeepers out there that are in those stores. We get to mess with, creating new looks for our product, creating new potions and spells. But, we don't work hand in hand as much with the crystals as the gatekeepers. If you guys all go in those stores, I will tell you, our team is amazing. They really do their homework. They're not just, going to work. They have to. Like, we get constantly, they're doing their rituals. They really stay up on all the knowledge that they have to learn to be able to assist you guys. And the customers, the clients also are giving them information. So they know a lot. I mean, I'm like, I learned so much from them.
And walking into your store is such an experience, every one of them. And, it's even drawn the eyes of many celebrities. I mean, celebrities are in there every single day, huge celebrities. So can you name any of them? I mean, I know probably keep on the DL, but.
Yeah, we do have, I will say, we do have a lot of different walks of life. We do have very high profile people that do come into our locations. And you guys I don't think we need to name any names. We're in Hollywood, we're in NoHo, we're in Santa Monica. So you can get an idea of definitely people that are out there that are already on their spiritual journey. You'll see it because they're blasting either a crystal or they have, their sound bowls. You can probably be guaranteed that those people all have already walked into our locations. Yes. A lot of musicians, a lot of artists, a lot of actresses and actors, which is so beautiful. And I don't like to drop names like that. I don't like to do that. You put me on this is the time we're supposed to freeze.
Oh, that's when you freeze.
No, I'm just like,
I know the answer. I know you're not going to give it to me, but it's okay.
I know. I just like to honor them, because
their privacy.
It's private when you're coming into spirituality, and if they're ready to, get on live with us one day and they want to participate, I'd rather have them have that, that chance to do that than to blurt out their names. But you guys all know, okay, that there's a lot, especially our Melrose location.
Yeah, I love that you keep it real. That is so cool. I mean, that is the right real. And I'm looking at another comment here. Gotta go through the storm to get a rainbow. That is beautiful. That's from
Yes. I love that.
Isn't that beautiful? I see Carol is on here. Oh yeah, House of Intuition Crystals. Carol put it in the comments there for all of you who are looking for the app. Instagram. She is one of the hosts on there, and she says the crystals are so happy now. I love that. I love that. So wait, I want to talk about products. I'm not sure if you have any there with you because I know you're not one of the stores, but you have these amazing curated boxes that you guys have put together for many different topics. And two of them have to do with love, which is kind of perfect for Valentine's Day, right?
Yes, absolutely. And those we've made several boxes throughout the years. At one point, we had a new moon and full moon subscription box. But we're constantly creating, and yes, definitely that's one of our most recent creations.
The reason why we're doing we're doing the boxes. The reason why we do a lot of the curated boxes. I want to answer a couple of questions in here, but
Sure.
we're going to go back to the box. But I do see
Okay.
there's some questions in here about China and some of our products. I do want to clear that up.
Okay.
Yes, we don't have normally a label that says made in China on our crystals. However, we do have an amazing mother and son duo that we've been working with, Annie and Danny, that we've been working with now probably for about, I want to say, a good 6 years, and they're amazing. There is some beautiful China products, actually crystals that come from there, which you're going to see, like the angel auras, a lot of, what else does Annie bring us? Some of our obsidians.
Okay.
So they have a few that they do, and so a lot of different areas. China has some great products, but Brazil, you're also going to see some African and products there as far as the crystals go. So yeah, definitely have China, guys. Let's see what else you have in here.
And people, you guys go on an annual trip to get crystal, which is kind of exciting. I know when you go on that, it's kind of fun.
Yeah, with the crystals, since the very beginning, we had to be able to touch them and hold them, and we would hand pick every single one. And over the years, now it's been going on 11 years now, we only have a very, probably maybe a dozen, probably less than that actually, maybe about 10 vendors that we really work closely with. So in the beginning, when you're trying to save so much on every single, price of best price that you can get.
Yeah.
We don't really do that anymore. We have people that are really respected in that industry. And we don't need to really fish out the best price. We know that they're great. They're just a great product. They're ethically sourced, which is important. And we know that the quality is good, and they work very close with us. So we get a lot of private showings, so we're able to go in and shop with them one-on-one. But we don't normally bring in any new vendors for crystals. So we do try to keep everything, because who knows what's out there. I couldn't tell you. Working with a new vendor, you have to find out, where do you source from? What do you, who are you? What's your company about? So that is so much energy to do, to really dig that deep. I just stick with the people we know. Loyalty is good for me.
And crystals isn't all you have, obviously. You have bath scrub and bath bomb. And your products have won awards and been seen in magazines. So I don't want to miss people who love, bath well, because they're buying what they want at your stores as well.
Absolutely. And going back to the boxes, our marketing team helped us with that as well. And also our staff, because people would come in and want to create their own little box, or what do I do? What do I need to clean my home? So then they would pick, okay, you can use this, you can use that, you can use this. And now we just put it in a box and call it the house blessing box. And it's easier and not so overwhelming for someone that's new to it. That'll give them directions. It'll put exactly what you need in the box to start. So it's a lot easier.
That goes back to your question of what you had asked, where could somebody start? And the boxes are a really good start, because it's everything is there. The instructions, like she said, are there, and they just have to kind of, along with their own intuition and what feels right for them, just follow that, and they are a really great start.
This question, look at this girl. She's like, Dominic. She asked, how much did it cost to open your first location? Oh, girl.
Wow.
Let me tell you, this is a story to tell. Okay, so we didn't have nothing. I'm gonna tell you the truth. We came off some bankruptcies, but we did have some money that I had put aside. My son at this time was 13 years old. Okay, I only have one child, and Alex has no children.
Okay.
And Alex had also some monies that she had, because she had a couple houses in Silver Lake when the market crashed. So she had a little bit of funds there. And I would say with my son's college education money, I had to sit him down and had to ask him for that money because, you know, it was for him. And he definitely said, Mom, take it. And we painted everything. We did, I mean, you'd have to see, like, we did all the work in there, and it was pretty bad kind of look. I'm not going to say right now it's like nice and pretty, but it did not start like that. So we started with a little bit under, I'd say, with my son's money, and that is under $20,000.
Oh my God.
That was our life savings. That's all we had. Okay. So we let our house go into bankruptcy, the one that we we're living in. I mean, went into foreclosure. And I said, you know, babe, all this money that we have, we're going to build this house. And if we lose it, I'm going to go back to my daddy's. So he always has a room for me there.
Right.
And she's like, all right, let's do it. So there you go. That's the answer to that one. Was it took every penny that we had in our savings.
Yeah. While you look for other questions in there, getting back to the box, you know, the house blessing box, I'm a realtor. So that is the gift that I love to give. It has stage in there. It has house blessing. So for all the realtors watching, I'm telling you, blessing box, your clients will think you are the coolest. And I'm serious, Marlene, they love it. They love that box. And that's just one of them. Like the love. So for people looking for Valentine's stuff, I'm curious, get back to the love box. What's in that box?
What's in what?
The love comes.
Okay, so all the boxes, you'll see that they come pretty much with the same product. It'll come with a spray. Okay. It will come with a scrub. Scrubs, all these products are made in-house. I mean, literally in our house. So right now we're sitting in our home. And we have a little space there that we call our potion room. Yeah. So we have a scrub, and that is for you to cleanse and clear, any of the energy that is on your body.
Wow, yes, blind faith, so beautiful.
Oh,
very
thanks,
blind
Dominique.
Faith. Definitely.
Thank you, love.
That's it.
Okay. So, let me see. And then it comes with, of course, a candle. So the house blessing candle. It comes with an anointing oil that one of our healers makes, which is Ryan happens to also be one of our managers. It's been with us now for probably going on 7 years. Don't be mad, Ryan, if you're watching this and I got your years wrong. Running down, boom, 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 boom. Dusting powder. Yep. To protect the house. And it shows you how to cleanse and clear with that. That's one of our newer ones. And I think 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe that is all that comes in the box.
Okay. And the candles are always, I love those candles. So, I mean, okay, so much is on tap for the store and whatnot, but we can't not talk about your book. You guys have a book that's coming out.
I was just going to say that. Yeah. Because I think it's important to mention, because I know people are very curious in the whole blind faith thing, and there's a lot of really cool stories of just things that we went through and stuff that happened, and
writing that book was healing.
Writing the book was very healing.
We had, the book, we actually got picked up by a publishing company. And shout out to our book manager, Mark. He's amazing. And I will tell you, we were very reluctant to do the book.
I think he hounded us for like a year.
And that's another how long. That's another time. Angel, right? Remember I told you about, like, they just keep coming like, hello, you got to do this, you got to do this. And we kept saying no, no, no. And I'm gonna be real with all you guys. If you guys have not heard me talk before, I always say it in probably every single conversation that I have when I get on. I hate school. I don't like it. It was never fun for me. Alex loved school. Like, if anybody was not gonna, I was the most likely not to write a book ever, because I can barely even write a sentence. properly. So I'm just not a school person. It wasn't part of me. And so I was like, a book? Oh no, I cannot write no book. Like people will really not get it, you know?
Right.
And so I just kind of pushed it off and pushed it off. And finally he came to us when we had our pop-up in New York City, and he actually lived in New York. And he's like, hey, I'm here. And I'm like, oh gosh, he's like slightly a stalker, you know?
We kept avoiding him. And it was like, he kept wanting to meet and whatever. And we're like, no, sorry.
We're too scared.
We don't have time, blah, 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 whatever. And then he just like showed up at our pop-up, like, because, you know, now it's like, okay, you know, it's a pop-up. It's free for anybody to go.
Right.
And so he showed up, and he turned out to be like really, really super sweet.
He was super sweet. We sat in the at the free hand, because that's where our pop-up was in New York City. And his energy, because that's what it was. I guess the many emails he sent really I didn't feel his energy, you know, of like, are you genuine? Like, you know, because we've gotten a lot of people, I'm not going to say a lot, maybe, you know, less than a handful of people that told us, you can write a book, or, you know, you guys can be in, you know, speakers and things like that. And I'm like,
her, not me.
I'm like, I'm scared, you know?
But it was in person.
But you got the mic, she doesn't let it go.
Shut up!
You guys
You can tell, right?
Marlene,
Time's up, I gotta go now, bye. You know?
Exactly. No, when you met him in person, you felt that energy, right?
Yeah.
Energy was just so sweet and genuine, you know, and safe.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were like, are you sure somebody's going to really want to get a book from us? Like, people really want to hear our story. Like, our story, honestly, is when I think a lot of people will relate to it, because many of us go through the same thing, but in different ways.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, our story is, yeah, we grew all this and 10 stores in 10 years and things like that. And we went through a lot of heartache, and people go through the same kind of chapters as we have, just in a different way. And so when we started to speak of our stories, and people were actually, it was healing, and not only healing.
Interested.
Yeah, and we were like,
really?
you're really interested in that? Like, you know, you want to talk about when I was like,
Yeah.
Huh?
I was part of
when I manifested Alex?
like, oh my God, that is inspiring.
I didn't know.
I know everything.
Yeah. So when he brought up the book idea, you know, we were hesitant. And then about a year later, when we met him, we're like, okay. And it moved really quickly. And this is how things happen, people, okay? This is why I very rarely plan how I'm going to do things. So we were like, we're going to go into the cabin, and we're going to go away for like 3 months, and we're going to go write this book in nature, and I'm going to be like, so serene. The team is ready to handle the business by themselves. Like, I'm only going to be a phone call away. Our beautiful managers and staff, they really do run the company. Like, we're here to help and assist and bring in new ideas, but they're amazing. And so we felt comfortable enough to say that we were going to leave to go write this book. Pandemic. So we wrote the book in a pandemic, along with all the changes that happened in this. I was like, Spirit, really? You're going to challenge me now? Like, why?
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was a lot.
And so we did. We finished it.
When can people expect to get it? Like, I know people are watching going, where is it? Where is it?
Right now, we are doing our illustrations.
Okay.
For the book. So we're doing that, and it's coming together. I believe actually it'll be here roughly within the next, I want to say like 6 or 8 months. And Mark, if you're hearing me say this, because he's going to be like, really, you don't know. If you do, chime in. Yeah. Like, hello, help a sister out.
Let's see.
Because it's changed over the pandemic, you know, because we were supposed to release, and then now we haven't. So it's going to be very soon. And I will tell you guys, you know, of course, they're going to let you all know as soon as things get really close to releasing it. So you'll definitely, if you follow us on all of our social media pages and the newsletter, we take really big pride in. You know, it goes into a lot of thought process for us. Our marketing team, Tiffany, I know you're here, girl, and Christina's out having a baby right now, but Tiffany, she's really been holding the fort down on all of our, you know, giving the news, the HOI news to everybody, and she's solo. A lot of people get a misunderstanding. I guess I would think too. Well, not an understanding. It's called what? Help me out. See, I told you I didn't go to school. This is why you should all go to school. Misinterpretation. See, peeps, I really don't know how to talk.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Aren't you psychic enough to just pick up my thought? So a
misconception.
Yes, there you go. She got the word. Of like how big our team is. It really is small back here. You know, we are like, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so we are very hands-on, and our whole marketing, anything that you guys see out there is really done by one person, along with one person that handles our Instagram. And it's Carolina. She's one of our managers as well. And then we have Chad that helps us with, you know, our astrology and also creating our moon affirmations and things.
We have Alana.
And Alana. Yeah, there's not very many people back here. So I think I hope that inspires you guys to know that you don't need a humongous team to create something like we have. Like, yeah, we have 10 locations, but it's a very small team, guys. And people think that it's a franchise, you know, that we have investors, that there's like 20 people on the staff. Like, no, it's just right here. And literally I have I have 3 full-time people that help us with the potions, and I have 2 part-time people that come in, and then us. So every single candle you guys see out there in every single store is handled by those 3 full-time people, and we work really hard to get you guys all your stuff.
You guys really. So in wrapping up, I'm curious, can you say what's coming up? I kind of know, at least anything, like things that are in the future for HOI.
I just wanted to say, with regard to the book, you know, it's a book that we're telling our story, and it's very real, very raw, just everything that happened, but it also includes a lot of the rituals and things that we did during these times that we were having, you know, the situations that we were going through. So it's going to be, you know, a lot of that too. Like, we're going to, you know, give out all the stuff that we did and all the things that we used and how we used them. And so for those people that maybe, you know, are trying to figure their way or trying to figure out how to do things, like, I think the book would be really good, because it does have like step by step.
Absolutely. But it's also going to challenge you guys. Like, yes. We're not, you know, we're all about tapping into your intuition. So don't think we're going to go into like some ancient, you know, recipe and give you guys stuff that you need to like really dig to find these materials. No, we're gonna give you a list of items for you guys to choose from, and we need you guys to tap into that intuition to really guide yourself into the magic spell that is going to work for you. So it's going to be in that kind of.
And we wanted to
make it
very,
for us to be
very practical.
Yes.
Yeah, so that, you know, it's not stuff that is daunting. Like, you can open your cupboard and you might have 5 of the ingredients just because it's what you use while you're cooking. Like, we want to make it easy for people to really be able to do that. And if, you know, if they get into it and they get more, they learn more and they get deeper, then that's a different story. But at least it makes it accessible for people.
Right.
Also, when you're writing a book, it kind of puts yourself out there. You guys are very private. And I'm wondering if you guys also, in the book, discuss your own relationship.
It talks about how we met. It talks about my life before Alex. It talks about Alex's life before me. It talks, it goes into deep, like, you know, how private we are, guys. We don't come out very often.
Right.
But I think it's important for people to know, if we can share our story, that we're just the average person. You know, you guys can do this. You know, it's definitely something that you guys can do wherever you're gonna go. You know.
Would this be Alex's club days?
Yeah, the sweet.
Oh my God, so many of my family members are here. Hi, Theo. Hi, Mama.
I know.
Oh,
My uncle is on
in
here.
Colombia,
From Colombia. All the shout outs that you were getting when you first started, it's probably my family.
That's so cute. But the new stuff that's coming out, I do want to say, which one thing that I was really disappointed and sad in is that the girls had worked, our whole team has worked so hard with releasing our 2021 calendar that unfortunately with the pandemic, we were unable to complete. Because of the printing and all of that, a lot of shops had closed. So it just really did throw a monkey wrench into that. But we still have a lot of the material that we will be releasing because we did so much work on it. So we will be releasing, you know, a little bit of that information. There were some projects that, of course, we could not release in 2020 that we will release in 2021. So there's a lot of fun stuff that is coming that I think people will be really excited about. Our Love Wins candle came out. So please, a lot of the 5% of the proceeds do go to transgender youth. So we wanted to participate in that. In 2020, we actually were able to participate in a lot of charities because it was important for us to be able to give back if possibly that we could during this heartbreaking time. So we were able to really dive into that. And I'm sure we don't really release all the charities that we give to, but there is, you know, definitely a lot of them that we're able to that are dear to our hearts. So that was fun. And then in 2021, we're going to definitely be able to bring you guys some new incense, some new candles, some new product that I've had in my pocket for a couple years that we're going to branch out. So you guys just going to have to follow us, get on our newsletter. Yes. That is where you guys are going to get specials. Yeah. You guys are going to get all the new discounts and news of like what's going to happen. Most of the time, guys, just so you know, the people on the newsletter will get the information even before the stores will get it. Oh. And yeah, because the online store sometimes gets product. Like right now we have our new Bless Me roll-ons. Those are in the stores already. I mean, in the online store, and has been for the past month. The stores have not gotten any of that product yet. Because it's harder to distribute to 9 stores than it is to pop it up on an online store.
Immediate, right?
The online store gets a lot of good stuff.
Oh my God.
And so I do want to give a shout out to my Miami people, my Miami followers, our Miami followers. You guys, during the pandemic, we opened up 2 locations pretty much. Miami opened up in October of 2019. So it was only like 4 months old before the pandemic hit us.
Wow.
And our following in Miami, I want to tell you guys, thank you for being such loving and supporting people, that you have made that store flourish even in a time of, you know, of heartache and uncertainty. Along with our Costa Mesa store. As you know, we normally are not on these kind of lives. We're normally walking the streets for new locations, right, Marco? Because I don't know if anybody else knows, but he's also a realtor, guys, and he's amazing. And he helps us find all of our locations. So please follow him on his other page, which is also his real estate page that helps us find all of our beautiful locations. He also helped us find our beautiful home that we live in, that we are in right now. He's an amazing realtor, so shout out to that. But we opened up our Costa Mesa location, and we had to stop construction in the middle of it because we had to shut down. So Costa Mesa team, Orange County people, thank you for being so loving and so caring and trusting us and supporting us in that time, because you guys really did keep those doors open for a new location that didn't even have a chance. Exactly. So thank you.
Also, your stores are still open and you're following all the protocols, making sure you
absolutely
go to the stores, but they'll have to wait in line.
Yes,
Yeah.
and you know, we go a little bit further. We do have you guys clean your hands with sanitizer before entering the store. We also take temperature checks before you enter the store. We do offer virtual appointments now, so you're able to actually book an appointment so you don't have to stand in the line.
Good.
And you can either shop with our gatekeepers virtually and then pick up your items,
Okay.
or you can schedule an appointment to come into the store at a specific time so you don't have to wait in the line. We want to ensure not just, you know, our community that they are safe, but also our gatekeepers and our managers that are there working the locations. And whatever is going to make them feel secure and safe and supported, we have to do. And I know that some people aren't, you know, too aligned with that, you know, wanting to take a temperature or wanting to have to use the hand sanitizer before coming in. We will not service only because of that. We have to make sure you guys are okay. And I mean, it's not making sure, because I can't make sure that that can that I'm protecting you guys, but I can try.
Yes.
And that is what we're doing, is just making sure our staff is supported.
Makes sense. And they're all family to you anyways. You know, everybody feels like family. So you want to take absolutely.
Yes.
I hope that people get a chance to experience your stores or go online. Repeat what your website are going to their computer and typing it in now.
houseofintuitionla.com. That is our online store. And then at House of Intuition, and then House of Intuition Crystals. That's our crystal page.
Mm-hmm. And then we have HOI TV, so we show all of our classes on there. And our Zoom classes are all listed on our website.
Yep.
And if you just type in House of Intuition, guys, in Google, which is Google is so amazing, right? It's like you will see everything. So you can't miss us.
Oh, you guys, this has been so much fun. You know, I can talk to you all day long, and
I know.
But I love you guys. And
we love you too. Thank you so much.
And thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Marco. And we love you. And of course, we'll see you soon, right? Because we got to go look for that new location.
Guys.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye,
Thank you so
everybody.
much.
Thank you, everybody, for all the support.
Yes.
All right, guys. See you later. Bye.
Okay, bye.
So much fun. They are such great friends of mine. And literally, I can talk to them all day long. They're just those kind of people. Great, great people. Again, go to their stores. They have locations all over. Their website has all the products, and you will fall in love with everything. Thank you, as always, for watching. I'm Marco Gonzalez, and I'll see you next time right here on the couch. Take care.